All right, shalom, shalom, giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well and who I learn from daily. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners like unto a speckled bird. Shalom to you, sincere Akim that's on the highways and byways doing lessons and videos week in and week out in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you, sincere Akwath, who's listening in silence as the scriptures state for you to do so. This is your brother Isaiah Allah coming to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, I hope this is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. We're going to open up with this scripture right here. This is the book of Proverbs 29 and verse 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. All right. And there's another translation I wanted to get real quick through the spirit that was good. This is in the AMP. If a ruler pays attention to lies and encourages corruption, all his officials will become wicked. And that's the that sums up the kingdom of the Edomites as a whole, which is the so-called white race, and the cruel ruler, which is this man right here on the left, Donald J. Trump, man, who is the reincarnation of Nero, and we're seeing as he's only been in office for like not even going on three to 4 months, and this man it's and don't get me wrong, we're happy through the spirit of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI of what this man, he's doing a wonderful job, because he's going to be the one, we believe through the spirit, that's going to bring down this system, all right, to implement the MOTB. All right. And so we're seeing this man do this, and he breaking down this system systematically and just doing the will of the elites at the end of the day, because this is their plan. They have to crash this society. So I was looking at this article here on Business Insider. It says Trump keeps insisting markets and the economy are fine, and he could be making the same mistake as Biden. And so of course that's what he has to do. He has to push. He has to make it seem like everything is okay. You know, as the scriptures say, that his words were smooth as butter, but war was in his heart. And this is the example. This is what Esau does, because he's very crafty with his words. He's very cunning and conniving. All right, he's a serpent, so he's always talking with that forked tongue. He's very smooth with his words. And so Edomites, that's in their spirit, because they are the wicked. They understand how to do this, and they understand how to manipulate with their words. And YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI has that hedge and that spirit on these devils to do this, man. And so, meanwhile, while he's putting tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and all these goods, of course, he, like, in front of the public's eyes, he has to make it seem like everything's okay. Like, okay, he's smiling, saying everything's good. During their Congress meeting, I believe it was a couple weeks ago, he was boasting how great everything is, so on and so forth. And that's the pride of Esau. Okay. So reading a little bit of this here, because we know through the spirit and based on everything that's happened, that everything's not good. You got more and more complaining of these Babylonians that's happening in this time, and it's going to increasingly get worse, and the Lord willing it does. All right. So it looks here. It says Trump's economic policies have sparked recession fears and a drop in the stock market, and the S&P 500's recent correction reflects investor concerns over Trump's policies. With the 2026 midterms not far off, Trump risks political damage by ignoring the worsening mood. And President Donald Trump might be making a mistake that cost Democrats the election last year. And that's irrelevant. Though the main point I wanted to look at in this article, let's keep reading right here. While inflation became a sticking point for voters, the Biden administration was criticized for rarely acknowledging it. Whether Biden and the Democrats were responsible for the bulk of the inflation during his term, voters saw a disconnect between the messaging of a strong economy and dwindling affordability for everyday items. So more and more we're seeing the increase of goods and the prices on all like these pretty much every like day week to week, day to day consumer based items that people use. The prices are astronomical, man. All right, for the eggs, so on and so forth. I was reading an article earlier, brothers, that the price of eggs in Canada is substantially cheaper than it is here in America, Babylon the Great, which is it's because of all these tariffs and everything that this man has been pushing, man. All right, like the tariffs hurt the consumer. All right, it's never going to do any good for the consumer, and they know this. They know it, like that's why they are doing this, because they have to institute the chaos. They have to. This is how Esau has done done things like this for decades. All right, he always has pushed order out of chaos. All right. And so doing this is just a part of it. They had they systematically have to make the stock market crash. They have to because they've accrued so much debt. All that debt that America has accrued, it's not going to go away overnight. They're not going to even if they stop printing money, that's not going to solve the problem. So they have to implement a new base system, which is the digital currency, which is the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. All right, because you can see here, the S&P 500 entered a correction last week, falling 10% from its February 19th peak. It's the first correction for the stock market since October 2023. And now the administration has tried to downplay the situation, of course, because that's Esau, man. They make it seem like everything's okay, and they have to downplay it. They have to put a front up to make sure that to these people. But the beautiful thing is, YAHAWASHI has made Esau bare. A lot more of these Americans are waking up to this devil's schemes and everything that he's doing, but it's still not gonna stop him, because they have to they have to transition to their new world order. It says, meanwhile, trumpets continue to insist tariffs are an economic windfall, even as markets and consumers fret over their impact. So you see that? But a declining stock market could serve as an overhang for the economy if it doesn't rebound soon. And it highlights a big difference between the downbeat mood during the Biden administration versus the early days of the Trump term. So we'll scroll down here. There was a part that I wanted to see. Let's see, Salakia, brothers. Let's see here. Yeah, right here. So we're going to start right here. Strategists at Goldman Sachs also lowered their price target to 6,200 from 6,500 due to the increased political uncertainty surrounding tariffs and its impact on broader economic growth. Goldman also recently upped its recession probability to 20% from 15%. Meanwhile, data is mounting that consumers and businesses are under pressure. More household reports not having enough set aside to cover a $2,000 emergency, while a growing number of public companies have said policy uncertainty is clouding their view in 2025. So it's doing this man is doing some damage, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful time that we're in, brothers and sisters, all right? Well, you got individuals like Mayor Babylonians that don't even have enough money. Like he just read $2,000 just to set aside for emergencies. More people are complaining. More people are losing their minds, and that's the Lord. YAHAWASHI is putting that spirit in Babylon, all right? And he's causing all these Edomites to crush this society, and it's only going to get worse, all right? And this is that cruel Lord, all right? He's that cruel Lord that's going to push down and implement this. So we're not we're close, brothers. We're so close, and this is only going to get worse and worse as time progresses, all right? So let's get a couple of more scriptures. So back up here. This is YAHAWASHI doing this, man. This is Isaiah 19. And we're going to read this in the NLT. The Lord, verse 14. The Lord Yahawah has sent a spirit of foolishness on them. So all their suggestions are wrong. They cause Egypt to stagger like a drunk in his vomit. There is nothing Egypt can do. All are helpless, the head and the tail, the noble palm branch and the lowly reed. So all their the government officials, it doesn't matter what they do. Okay. It doesn't matter on both sides, Democrat, Republican. They're both all like it's the two horns that appears like a lamb but speaks like a dragon in Revelation 13. It's the same. It's all the same bullshit, all the same corruption. All right, but the Lord has put that spirit of foolishness on them to make it seem like they're wise, but they're not. All right, they're pushing for it. They're doing right now the will of YAHAWASHI, but at the same time, the wicked ruler. All of this is affecting the poor. You got the like homelessness at a rampant. Everything is increasing here in Babylon the Great. Everything that the people thought that this man was going to get rid of, but no, all right, because these Edomites are putting that separation that they truly don't give a shit about their people, man. All right, There's a scripture in the Apocrypha that says that. That says that. Like let me get that actually. They've never cared about their people. To whom will he do good? I know the word whom is in it. Let me get that real quick. Give it to himself. That's it. Yeah, so this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 14 and verse 5. Also, it's called the book of Sirach. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his good. So you see that? This man is evil to himself. All right? He doesn't give a damn about these Babylonians, and it's beautiful. And now these Edomites, these so-called white people, are starting to see that. All right, they're losing their benefits. All right, this man, but at the same time, you got this man stepping on the podium saying everything is okay. He's firing people on a mass scale. All right, why? Because they're going to collapse this society, and we're letting you know ahead of time before it happens. All right, because it's going to institute also civil war and race wars. All this is going to be simultaneously, and it's going to happen here in Babylon the Great. Okay, but this is the YAHAWASHI. This is that spirit that the Lord is putting in this place, which is known as spiritual Egypt. All right, you can read that in Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. All right, and you got people walking around staggering. They're all drunk off the philosophies, everything that this man has pushed out. All right, and they're getting ready to, and they're vomiting it all up. And soon they're going to come down with wrath. All these Babylonians, they're all orchestrating the order out of the chaos. All right, and there's nothing that these people can do, because this is the will of YAHAWASHI at the end of the day. All right. And it's going to soon to put it, like, everybody's going to be fearful. That's how much bloodshed and everything that's going to happen here through the spirit. Okay? Let me read one more. Actually, I got two more. Proverbs 28 and 15. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. In the NLT, a wicked ruler is as dangerous to the poor as a roaring lion or an attacking bear. And you're seeing that, man. Trump is that wicked ruler. Okay? As a ruler, but also his servants are wicked as well, because they're all in on it. They all do the will of the elite banking families. All right? Point blank period. So now they're seeing that separation, these people, between the rich and the poor. The rich is going to take care of the rich, as they should. All right? That's that ruling class mentality that these Edomites have. But these poor people are not about to have it no more. That's why sooner or later they're gonna start going crazy. And that's when the bloodshed is gonna start being instituted, brothers. All right? But you're seeing right now that wicked ruler over the poor people, and him and more and more people going on social media crying, especially these Edomites, man. It's hilarious as hell, man. All right? And I was reading actually on the internet earlier today. Let me look this up. So this is how much money the stock market's losing. Over $5 trillion in the value of 3 weeks. So this is what this man has done through the spirit. All right. He is complete, and this got to be a record, man. All right. Out of all the times the stock market crashed, this guy right here is a big one. Okay. And that's in Habakkuk 2, it talks about the clay that they've, you know what, let me get that. Let me get that. That's the spirit. Because Babylon's not going to be able to it's not going to be able to heal itself. They've accrued so much debt and they're losing so much money. They have to come in with that new system. This is Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to himself that ladeth himself with thick clay. And that thick clay in the Hebrew, that's debt. All right? America has accumulated so much debt. All right, this man is doing everything, everything, because they have to crash this system. And this is all synonymous, man. And the stock market is a part of that. All right, once that crashes, it's like the economy crashes, and like all these other systems. Right, even here in Idaho, I was reading articles. There's so many businesses that are closing their doors that have been around for years. All right, restaurants, so on and so forth, because they don't have enough money to keep the doors open, man. They're not getting enough influx of consumers, so on and so forth, because nobody has any money. See, the Hebrew abtat, all right, and this weight of pledges, heavy debt. That's what thick clay is. This is why you got to go into the Hebrew to get the understanding. All right. America has accumulated heavy debt. All right. And they've pledged all this debt. The root word is abat. Yeah, abat. To take pledge, give a pledge for a debt. To take a pledge, give a pledge for a debt. All right. That's why he's instituting those tariffs. All right. Because they think they're going to be able to subsidize all the debt. But no, it's not going to work. So eventually, and they know this. And that's why they're going to crash the economy. All right. But this is going to affect the poor people drastically. And we're going to see in the next coming days. It's only going to get worse. And this is a beautiful time that we're in, brothers and sisters. All right. So we're going to keep watching through the spirit on everything that's happening. So I'm going to close out. All praise, honor, and infinite glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. Add great millstone who rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom, brothers.